This has been going on ever since Oklahoma and Texas moved to the SEC all the way back 4 years ago in 2021. But now it's still moving to the smaller conferences, because the Pac-12 was left a mess. They only had two teams, Oregon State and Washington State. Some of the other conferences, like the AAC and Group of Five, the Mountain West, they've been shifting around. And the Pac-12's plan, which obviously makes a lot of sense to keep, a Western Conference going, is to raid the Mountain West, because the Mountain West has a lot of good teams. So what they did was, in addition to Oregon State and Washington State, they picked up Boise State, they picked up San Diego State, they picked up Fresno State, Colorado State, a lot of states, geez, and Utah State, all from the Mountain West Conference. And then they also picked up Gonzaga, which is, by the way, and we're going to mainly talk about football here, but this is a stacked basketball conference if you're looking at it. Boise State's been good. San Diego State's made a Final Four. Obviously, you got Gonzaga coming along only for basketball. Colorado State was good last year. They beat Memphis in March. Man, this is a stacked basketball conference, but we'll stick to football because now they're adding Texas State from the Sun Belt. That was not expected. Texas State has, honestly, as someone who follows college football a decent amount, Texas State is not even really a good Sun Belt team usually, 9 times out of 10, but they've been getting a little bit better, and it's Texas. So if they get into a big conference, they'll get a lot of recruits. They'll get instantly good at football. So this is a great move by them. But I guess Timmy, and I'll come to you, and then I'll answer out of the big conferences and the FBS, when you got, the Power Four, the ACC, the SEC, all those guys, where would you rank the Pac, the new Pac-12? Where would you put that in terms of college football? I guess I'm curious.
If it wasn't for like Boise State and then California, them sand states like San Diego and San Jose, I would say behind the Mountain West because the Mountain West ended up reloading basically almost. You can't replace Boise State, but Boise State especially, I feel like that puts them almost up to the ACC, but not quite. I think it's the fifth best still because that conference is just weighed down with mid pack teams. I feel like Texas State every year they're just like full of hype, and it just all just dies down every year. And I see that continuing into these next few years. They'll be good eventually. It's just now's not the time. Um, I just Boise State is going to dominate that conference for years, 10, 20, maybe even 25 years. I don't see anybody competing with Boise State in that conference.
Yeah, I agree
There'll
with
be
that. Although Oregon State has had some very good seasons recently, but when you're looking at the list, yeah, I mean Boise State dominated the Mountain West in terms of success. I'm looking at this list. San Diego State's had a couple good seasons, Oregon State, but generally, yes, Boise State's going to be the dominant team in that conference. But to answer the question I raised, I have to agree. I'm gonna break it down a little bit. They're not better than any of the Power Four conferences. We'll just put that right away. They probably were the worst already, and they're still the worst. They're for sure better than the MAC. They're for sure better than, I think. The only way I disagree with you a little bit is you say it's close with the Mountain West. I don't think it's close because they poached all those teams. I know the Mountain West is reloaded a little bit, but I don't think, to the extent that they'll be better. So I think they're for sure better than the MAC, the Mountain West, and Conference USA. Conference USA, I don't know what's going on there. So that leaves two other conferences with it, the Sun Belt and the American Athletic Conference. And I would agree with you, Timmy. I think I would rank it five. It's pretty close though, because in the AAC you still have Memphis, you still have Tulane. Um, but I think when you look at the new pack, it's more of a group of five conference now, but it's still, I think the pack, when it compares to the Sun Belt and when it compares to the American Athletic, it's very deep. Like when you're looking, I would say the worst team on this list, when you're looking at like Utah State, right? I would still take Utah State any day of the week over like Southern Miss in the Sun Belt, or like FAU and the AAC. Like I think it's more deep, and that's the only reason I would rank it still ahead of those. So I got to agree with you. I would put it at fifth overall in FBS.
Um, yeah, especially like the team, the conference F's. CUSA, it's the FCS feeder school that sends basically to take the FCS teams, send them into the bigger conferences. Mountain West, or not the Mountain West, the Pac-12 would wipe the floor with the Conference USA.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I do think it is still the best group of six, group of five, whatever you call it, conference. But
I just
when it
wanted to
becomes
make
a power
I just wanted to
conference,
make
it's
a
the worst.
point quick there. Conference USA used to have like Louisville, they used to have Houston, they used to have like really good teams like a long time ago. And yeah, you're absolutely right. Like it's the worst conference in FBS by far. But you're right. It serves a purpose though, like you said, like Missouri State, Delaware, like come on in, get some exposure to FBS and then go to a better conference. That's pretty much their purpose now. Liberty, Liberty just made the move up not too long ago too. Yeah, you're right with that. But I'll be
Same
interested.
Houston State.
Yep, yep. I'll be interested though, Kennesaw State. Yeah. I'll be interested though, like you said with Texas State. Because the Pac-12, I don't know. I could see it going very well or I could see it flopping. Like we said, Boise State's going to be good. But the rest of these teams, they're okay, but they're not great. So this could either turn out very good for Texas State or not. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's especially I would take James Madison over anybody, almost anybody in the Pac-12 outside of like Boise State, and that was their biggest competition. Really, was James Madison was the threat to win it all. I think. No, just can you cut that out when you edit?
I will, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. Um,
No, but I see your point though, because James Madison, they had a down year last year. So people and the down year for them still like 9-4. Like that's pretty good.
and
But
they put 70 up on a Power Five UNC
I,
team.
I remember that.
That
Geez.
was an insane game. 70-50 was
That was
something
bad.
else.
And App State had a very down year. App State's not going to finish under 500 every single year. You can guarantee that. So,
It,
Sun Belt will bounce back. Yeah. I just still think though that the Sun Belt probably has better top heavy teams. I just still think the pack is a tiny bit more depth than the Sun Belt because
yeah.
the Sun Belt bottom is pretty bad. That's the only thing I'd say to that.
hmm Um, ODU is not a good football team against their game, not year, against South Carolina. And I immediately jumped on the Old Dominion hype train after that game because I knew Lenore Sellers was going to be good. I won't say I didn't think he was going to be that good, but I figured South Carolina would be an 8-4, 7-5 team. And ODU ended up within four. It turns out that was just the near upset of the season, and it was ODU was horrible this year. App State was horrible, and I hate saying that because like I want to glaze Joey Aguilar because I'm a Vols fan, but it's just they had a down year, and I think South Alabama was even bad too, and they had a decent down year.